I passed my NCLEX. Basically today I want to just give you guys all different types of tips on what I think helped me pass, because I passed it on that was my first try taking it, and I checked out in 75 questions. In this whole video I just want to give you guys any kind of tips and advice that can help you pass your test if it's your first time taking it, or if you've taken it a couple of times and you're kind of struggling with it, because I think I may have cracked the code. I think I may have figured out the perfect kind of a really good formula for studying for it. The first biggest tip, I think, which is what so many different professors told me when I would always ask about how should I study for the NCLEX, is to start studying for it early. If you're in your third semester of nursing school, I would say to do questions, do UWorld questions as soon as you can, and you could separate them into different categories and make a schedule for yourself. I'm gonna get into that. That's what I would say to do. The biggest tip I would say is to start studying early. The second tip I would say is to create a schedule for yourself. Miami's distracting, so when I got back to New York is when I was really studying and on top of things, and had that calendar little schedule thing, and I would do questions every single day. Resources that I think really helped me was Simple Nursing, UWorld, and Mark Clements. Huge on those. Those were literally perfect in helping me study for the test. So what I would do was I would separate my studying into morning and evening. So what I would do is, if I was doing respiratory, I would, in the morning for a few hours, I would watch videos on the respiratory system. I'd watch a video from Simple Nursing on ARDS. I would watch a video from Simple Nursing on asthma. I would watch just all those videos and take notes on anything that's kind of hard for me to remember. And then later in the day, I would test myself on UWorld. I would do 100 questions a day. UWorld just has the questions. Everyone said the questions are supposed to be formulated to be similar to the questions that you're gonna see on your NCLEX exam. Every time I used UWorld for questions, I would put it on study mode. So every time I got the question wrong, I would immediately see the rationale and why I got it wrong. What I thought was my serious topics, cardiac, respiratory, renal, GI system, I would put into one notebook, and each section, because there are 5 section notebooks, I would have that designated for one specific system. And then in another notebook, I would put maternity, psych, mental health, and things like that, so I could have that over there. And then all the questions I would do there, I would write the rationales after I did my UWorld questions, so I could go back and look if I don't remember. And I would test myself later. I'd be do I remember this? Why was this? So that's what helped me a lot. After that, 1 month of just keep going over questions and systems and watching Simple Nursing videos in the morning, doing the questions in the afternoon, separating it. The month before my exam, in September, I would still watch some Simple Nursing videos, but I was more so doing just straight UWorld questions, just 100, 150, instead of separating it into systems for a week and a half, because in August I would do maternity for 3 days, cardiac 3 to 4 days, because it's a more dense topic, respiratory 3 to 4 days, renal 3 days. I would do it like that, watch the Simple Nursing video in the morning and then do the questions in the afternoon. I changed up my study method to a month before, just literally focusing more on questions instead of watching videos in the morning. I still watch videos here and there on topics that I wasn't too clear on, but I would just check the box on UWorld on every single system to put into the question bank, because on the NCLEX, it's not going to give you just one system. They're testing on everything, so you kind of want to mix everything together and start to take the test the way that the NCLEX is going to give you the test. So I would click on everything and jumble it all up together. And instead of taking my UWorld questions on study mode, I would start to do it on test mode. So it's not going to show me the rationale immediately after. So I would put it on test mode, and then I would test myself. I would go through all the questions, and anything that I got wrong, I would go back and read that rationale and write it down. And then the next morning, I would go back and question myself. What did I get wrong on this pharmacology question? What did I get wrong on this? Yeah. Oh, another really big thing, I took so much time studying pharm, like so much time. I think a majority of my studying time was going over medications, and which is really, really important, which is so important. But what I'm trying to say is don't focus on just one thing. Like, don't just focus on your heart medications or your cardiac system or respiratory, because there are so many different systems. Let me look in my book. There are so many different systems. Like, don't forget about going over delegation, neuro, musculoskeletal. That's so important. Like, even in the Mark Clemens videos, he says like people overlook the musculoskeletal system or prioritization questions because they think cardiac, respiratory, or GI. Like, don't just focus on any one thing or just focus on medications, because the NCLEX exam is only going to give you 75 to 256 questions. They're not gonna just test you on medications or any just one thing. And also, every test is so different for everybody. You never know, like, everybody's experience with it is so different. They give us all different types of questions. Some people may get medical calculations, some people may not, so it really depends. You really don't know what they're gonna throw at you. That's why it's good to like just be well-rounded. That's why when I got closer to my test date, I started, instead of just focusing on like one specific topic, just doing 75 questions of clicking all the systems at once. Mike Cummings' videos are just so like, he goes over, like, a lot of the times we'll know the information, but we don't know how to take like the test. Like, we're not good at like how to answer it the way the NCLEX wants us to answer it. And Mark, he like goes over all of it. And a lot of his videos are on YouTube. I'll put like, I think a link or something. But a lot of his videos are on YouTube, and a lot of them are like an hour long. He goes over each like system, and like he goes over different medication. He goes over basically everything, And it's just, and it's also, I like listening to it because I could like be listening to it and be in the car or like be eating something. Like, he's fun to listen to. He's so sarcastic and like he's kind of funny, so he makes it not boring. And also, as soon as you play it, don't put it on normal speed. Everything in nursing school I put on like ×2 speed. So instead of watching it in an hour, I watch it in 30 minutes. Watch that. If you're not going to watch any Mark Clemens videos, watch the maternity videos and his prioritization videos. I thought those were so helpful. Another thing is the reason I didn't mention our queen, registerednursern.com, is that like her videos are so helpful, but they're more so helpful, I think, for while you're in nursing school, like for those kind of tests. The NCLEX is not testing you the same way that your nursing school examinations were testing you. The NCLEX is testing you more for safety. So the test is basically built to make sure that you're a safe nurse. They want to make sure that you are going to, what's it called? They're trying to make sure that you're not going to kill anybody. Like that you're a safe nurse. But some people will check out at 75 and may not have passed. And some people will check out at like 265 and passed. I don't think it even matters when you finish the exam. I think literally, it's all just to pass. When you're applying to different jobs, they're not gonna ask you, did you check out at 75? Did you check out at this? No, because it doesn't matter. So one nurse that I was doing clinical with, that I had clinicals with, that I was shadowing, she told me something. She was like, whether you check out at 150 or 200, doesn't matter. Just go in there with the mindset that you are going to pass. And also, one thing that I really resonated with me, because I was so stressed out about this test, like I was so nervous and anxious and stressed out about this test. If you don't pass it, is the world gonna fall apart? Are you just gonna disintegrate and faint? No, it is not the end of the world. You will literally just take it again. I think it can become frustrating. I've heard from people who have taken the test many, many times, like, it gets difficult, like that they can't pass it. But I think what can help you is to change up your study method, and also don't study very, very, very hard right before you're about to take your exam, like the day before. Give yourself a break, let yourself relax and like have time. I watched so many videos on YouTube saying that, like, don't the day before just cram and review every single one of your notes. You're just gonna make yourself more nervous and anxious. The day, like 2 days before, you do a like light skim. Day before, don't do too much. Maybe look over a medication or two. but take it easy. The biggest thing is maybe changing up your study method and using UWorld. Do all the UWorld questions. UWorld is just so helpful. I think it's definitely worth it. How much is UWorld? UWorld is like, I'm gonna look up the price and put it down for you guys. I forgot how much it was. But yeah, so that is what helped me. I hope this video helped you guys. I hope you found it like informative. If you have any questions that won't get me in trouble with the State Board of Nursing, leave them down below. And yeah, if this is like if you have taken it multiple times, it's your second, third, fourth attempt, just understand that not everybody checks out at 75. And even if you don't, it does not matter. That's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching as usual. And I hope this video helped. I hope it was informative. And have a good rest of your day.